Ben Pack.
Xanj and Xbne.
You know a thing or two about Kingdom Hearts, right?
Not really how we're starting this.
Well, I mean, you're familiar with the characters, right? All these people right now on screen, they're ringing bells.
This isn't Kingdom.
Look, that guy's wearing plaid and jorts.
Jan, what is this?
This is Kingdom Hearts.
No, it's not.
This is Kingdom Hearts 3, Ben.
That's not Goofy.
But look at that sword.
Yeah, that's such a Final Fantasy guy sword.
I mean,
what is happening? Is this an ad for some Final Fantasy arcade game that I have to go to round 1 to play?
And then have to subsequently pay $20 to
Who
get
is
a cool
she?
plush.
Is that Riku?
No. I mean,
is that the, what's his name, the Iron Giant?
Verum Rex.
What? Video game available now.
So Ben Pack, that is a fake video game inside a real video game, and that real video game is Kingdom Hearts 3.
What?
And it's a fake video game taking place
I was watching that!
in the Toy Story universe.
But this is no time for television, Rex.
Gotta say that, Giga.
So right off the bat, we're probably gonna skip around a couple cutscenes. This still is early game. This is about maybe 5-6-ish hours into it. And
Give me a little more. I want to hear these voices.
Okay, particularly these voices are some of the best in the game.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? Let's show this first cutscene. This doesn't spoil too much.
Sure.
It sets up that you're in Toy Story.
It's pretty impressive.
Really? I like his aura most.
You would. Everyone knows Rex is a fucking
Morty,
weeb.
what gives?
Are they back?
That sounds like a Tim Allen, right?
It does sound like a Tim Allen. Jan.
All right, guys. Today
Ben.
we teach those masked intruders who's boss. Is everybody in position?
Tell me,
Hold on.
give me the Kingdom Hearts rundown in like 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Okay.
Don't worry, I got you
Kingdom
covered.
Hearts. There's Keyblades. Oh, whoa, I just saw a hidden Mickey. I'm going to take a picture of that later.
This is eating into your time, Jan.
Kingdom Hearts, there's a guy named Sora. He looks like Sion Barsad from The Bouncer. The Bouncer is one of my favorite PS2 games. In The Bouncer, you are a bouncer. I think your girlfriend gets kidnapped, and she actually turns out to be an android. But I think one of the enemies in The Bouncer turns into a leopard lady.
And that's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man,
Thanks, Jan.
I was not timing that right.
What in the world?
So this is Kingdom Hearts 3, if I haven't said that a million times already. And as people may be familiar, Kingdom Hearts is kind of
my gosh,
a mashup
we've
of
shrunk?
Square and Disney.
And look at us.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you know, like the original games focused on, it was really like Final Fantasy meets Disney, but they've kind of established their own universe by now.
Yes.
Protect the order.
And where Disney characters and the Final Fantasy characters kind of fill in the backdrop of this universe that they have
We go on 3.
built.
One,
not over just
2.
Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, but a couple
are you
other
doing?
releases in between those big numbered games.
Who are those
Right.
guys?
So this continues the story. Here we are, Sora. We got Donald and Goofy.
That was a pretty good transition.
Yeah, this game has been pretty good and loves to do that transition from cutscene straight into gameplay very well. So right out of the bat, we can turn into our second form.
Here we go.
And you can build a second form as you build up your combo. And you can see right in the bottom left corner, now I have a stun attack. But let's hit this guy, because he's glowing green. And do an attraction attack. And now it's like we're riding the teacup ride in Disneyland, Ben.
Are you controlling this teacup?
I'm controlling Sora's teacup. And you can see in the bottom left corner again, there's a little meter for how much time you can still do in this attack. Let's finish it before it runs out.
What the fuck I'm looking at right now.
There's a lot going on. And I feel like that also sums up Kingdom Hearts in general, that there's a lot going on. And frankly, I'm not quite sure how to begin even talking about what's going on. Now I can do an aerial recovery.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So this is kind of similar to other Kingdom Hearts in that there are several worlds, kind of each themed around a Disney property, right?
Yes. And Sora and company go visiting these worlds to either get rid of an evil presence or to find a friend or someone. And that's been the basis of most of the games.
We know the
Here, I don't want to spoil why Sora and company are going to all these individual worlds this time around,
We don't know.
but it has something to do with
But we
hearts
can trust
and finding friends.
Number one selling heroes in the country.
Yeah, and his mom must have bought him for him.
This is really weird.
Did you
Yes.
see how easily they took care of the intruders? I bet they're here to figure out why all our friends have gone missing and why Buzz's laser started actually lasering and all the weird stuff that's been going on. I mean, that's what heroes do, right?
Let's not jump to conclusions. Gotta be smart, Woody.
So
So
Buzz,
you're
Woody,
these
and
new
the
toys?
Toy Story crew initially doubtful about
didn't
Sora
know those
and
intruders.
Donald and Goofy's
Those are
sudden
Bart
appearance,
Bros.
along with the disappearance of a lot of their friends.
Who wouldn't be?
Well, you're right.
Who wouldn't be suspicious of these three right here? The duck's not even wearing pants.
Okay.
The duck is wearing clothes. I think that's something to
Is
be
he
more
wearing
alarmed about.
pants? No, okay,
My
thank
name's
God.
Woody.
Yeah.
Put her there.
Hey,
Now,
I mean, I wouldn't question the fact that he wasn't wearing pants if he wasn't also wearing a shirt.
What about just the hat?
actually, my name's...
That'd be fine.
Okay.
But as soon as you put a shirt on a duck, I'm gonna say wear those
and
pants.
I'm
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear.
Call me him. It's a real honor.
I also learned that piggy bank
I'm Rex.
is named Ham.
I'm your biggest fan.
I didn't know that. I knew that was
Playing
Rex.
your game
Yeah.
for months now.
Slinky is the
Slink.
Slinky dog.
All the way
Yeah.
up to level 47.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, of course.
It's also really weird to see Rex
Slinky and I
say
can't
Bahamut.
figure out how to beat him. Oh, I wish Slinky and the others were here. They'd be so.
So for those unfamiliar with why Sora and company look like the way they do, it's due to Donald's magic. Whenever they enter in a specific world, they kind of assume the look of said world because they don't want to disrupt the current goings on and mess things up too much. It's kind of like how everyone just accepts Doctor Who as being there.
They're all toys? So that's why we look the way we
Oh,
do.
it's really upsetting me hearing this song.
You said that you.
You don't like that you're hearing it?
I do, but I just don't like what I'm seeing.
Oh,
Sure.
well, we are... No,
Well, you must have come from somewhere.
Take it easy, Buzz. What matters is that they got those intruders.
What
out
do you
of our
say we
way
skip this?
for at
Yeah,
least a little
Okay.
just hop in. So how does this stack up to the other mainline Kingdom Hearts?
If we're only looking at 1 and 2, I'd say this is dramatically different in terms. Well, first in terms of mobility, because now Sora can parkour,
Of course.
just run across these walls, and I'd say everything from the combat to just running around through the menus, just overall playability feels a lot more fluid than the previous games. A lot of these changes have been implemented in the other releases like Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or stuff like Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, to name a couple of the other releases.
Because, like, I imagine, you know, I would probably venture, and this could be completely off base, that the average Kingdom Hearts fan
Let's see.
has probably played 1 and 2.
For sure.
And maybe one of the other games.
Yes.
But, you know, hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans are gonna know, are already gonna buy and play and enjoy this game.
Yes.
But I'm curious about, like, you know, you yourself were saying you haven't played too many of the...
Up until recently, I haven't played too many of the side releases, and I feel like it's weird for Square to kind of market them as side releases when they're continuing the through line of the Kingdom Hearts story.
Right.
And I feel like that's what may throw off the more casual Kingdom Hearts fan off, because they may just see the big numbered ones and think like, oh, those are the ones I should
Yeah.
be paying attention to. But luckily, this game has done a good job. This game has done a good job at kind of helping guide you through the events from those games in between 1 and 2, and then 2 to 3.
Here's a question: Has this the first time that Sora's just been in like a regular human world?
Well, would you consider Aladdin
Galaxy toys.
a regular human world?
Yeah, I guess genies are kind of on the same level as talking toys.
You're right. So as you're building up your combo meter, whether it's doing ground combos, aerial combos, you are getting the option to do team up attacks with your allies, Donald, Goofy, and whoever joins your party. Let's see what we can get with this guy. Come here. No. I missed it. You can also switch between other Keyblades while
That's
you're
not a
battling.
key.
That's a key. I got this one from the second world and this one from the other world. This one, when I charge it up, turns into guns.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yep. Because if Kingdom Hearts was missing anything besides Disney, Keyblades, other various weapons, it was
It
guns.
was a gun.
Yeah.
It was give Sora a fucking gun.
And then I can just kind of shoot around. So there's a lot of variety. You can play the combat in this game towards your style.
Yes.
If you want to be more of a ranged attacker, maybe a Keyblade like this, or others you may unlock later in the game will suit your style. This Keyblade is a little bit more defensive oriented, counting on you parrying attacks to unlock, to unleash a fully, a charged up attack afterwards. The magic, similar to how the magic was in the first. Oh, let's see what we can get.
God damn it, Buzz.
Damn it, Buzz. And the other major difference that people that have only played 1 and 2 may realize is that our party's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally you'd have to sub out Donald or Goofy from one of these chuckleheads, but then we got the whole gang here.
Are you carrying over people from world to world?
You're only keeping Donald and Goofy with you. I also didn't pick up the map in Andy's room, but that's fine. Let's just go down the street.
I hope you get to fight Newman.
Newman.
I heard Newman got Norded.
What would his nobody name be?
I don't know what that means.
So you just take the name, scramble it, and add an X somewhere.
Oh. Wax Moon.
Yeah.
Wax Moon.
Wax Moon.
WAXNUM. No, MUN.
Okay.
NEUM.
Where are you getting the W?
Newman.
How do you spell Newman?
Isn't it NEWMAN? Or is it just NEMAN?
I had assumed it was NEUMAN.
These questions and more will be answered in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I guess it hasn't figured it out.
No, really, how are you enjoying the story as somebody who is who likes Kingdom Hearts?
As someone that likes Kingdom Hearts, I think the pacing, as we've discussed on the Bombcast and have noticed, just skipping this cutscene, and now we're in a giant robot.
Oh, yeah.
As we discussed on the Bombcast and that first impressions, they've been doing a good job at doling it out. The only problem is the actual pacing of cutscenes is a little too slow for my taste. I haven't noticed it so much in this world, at least with that initial cutscene, but a lot of the line reads or like the cutscenes will just drag on for maybe a second or two.
Seems like something out of a PS2 JRPG.
Yeah, and
Just that kind of like hold for applause sort of line reads.
And I almost wonder if if I was playing the game in Japanese, if I was able to, that those pauses wouldn't be in there, and maybe it's just a translation type deal that's different.
Just switch to Japanese. I'd like to hear what this is like in Japanese.
You actually can't play the game in Japanese. Oh boy. You can only play English, or the game in English for copies of the game not released in Japan.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I want to hear my Japanese Donald.
You know, that was also the first thing that I wanted to hear too. So in each world, they kind of have like a little unique little hook besides the aesthetics of your main party changing. Here in this world, besides all this toy motif, we're in a giant, not a giant, but like a toy robot.
Yeah.
And we could actually hop out of this one and hop into these other ones.
Are they all different?
They're all different. The different colored ones have different abilities. This one has like a charge up tackle that I came a little short on. And I think it's been good to add a little bit of variety in between the combat. Otherwise,
that's cool.
Otherwise, you're just flying around the map, mashing your key on Heartless or Nobodies. And this does a good job of diversifying
What's
that.
the difference between a Heartless and a Nobody?
Okay, so a Heartless and a no. Okay, well, one has to deal with the soul, one has to deal with like the husk that's left over. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of worried about
I want to watch the next cutscene. I want to hear Buzz Lightyear talk about Heartless.
So there's actually like a lot of weird reflecting of what it means to lose control in this world and to like turn on your friends, which I was not expecting, but Kingdom Hearts has a way of tackling those odd issues in the guise of something lighthearted like Disney. And now we lost our friends, Ben, so we gotta go look for them.
Yeah, and each one leads somewhere different.
Oh boy.
Gummiships.
Gummiships are back. I'm not the most thrilled that they're back, only because they still continue to be tedious. However, it's no longer like a little highway warp zone type deal in between worlds. It's more of an open world space that you can fly into the different zones.
Like No Man's Sky.
Like a No Man's Sky, like a
Starlink.
like a Starlink. But you do have the option to avoid enemies. There are a couple instances where you are forced to deal with a boss Heartless ship. Let's see where we go. You know what? I like that mech a little bit better.
You've got a friend in me. That's what the mech says.
Oh, you know what's fun? If I pop these balloons.
Oh, it's like Overwatch.
Now our voices are all messed up.
Donald.
I was initially a little bit thrown off by the dialogue and how the game looked in some of those early worlds that I played through. I was noticing like I don't want to say a drastic change in quality, but you saw how Olympus looked
Yeah.
and how the early stages of that game looked. This looks
Do you guys
a
hear
lot better
Yeah.
than that first world.
Hercules in particular really stood out to me as looking like a McDonald's toy version of himself.
Sure.
But everything I'm seeing here looks really good.
Yeah.
Something feels wrong.
And they do kind of address how empty the world is through some of the cutscenes we missed of
toys being controlled?
there being a story reason why it's particularly empty or why you won't see certain characters.
Right.
Sure.
Other than we couldn't get their voice actors.
Yeah.
And it should have stayed away from my friends.
So I really enjoy is that this looks like a big, intimidating figure, which it is, but it still maintains the movement that a toy that
Yeah.
would play like that.
It's like an
would
action
have.
figure on strings.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Goofy, leave me alone.
Is that move called the Goofball Special?
Goofy Bombardier.
I like mine better.
We already made the fastball joke before.
Yeah, but then I thought after the stream, Goofball Special.
Right, that is pretty good. You know what? That was the goofball special.
Thank you. I'm writing into Nomura to ask him to change it retroactively.
You may have to wear 5 more zippers than you're already wearing.
And I'm already wearing 4 zippers.
That'll bring it up to a total of 9, jeez.
Would you say this game is comprehensible by anyone who has not played Kingdom Hearts?
See, that's the tough part. I do believe it's like a fun game. The combat feels nice. But if you're not coming to a Kingdom Hearts game for the story, it's a little hard to recommend it then. Because even
Nice moves, Rex.
myself, who's played through those other releases recently, I'm still having to like go online and look like, wait, who is this? What happened? If you do want to dip into Kingdom Hearts 3, I'd suggest trying to check out like a type of summary of the story or do some reading on it. Otherwise, nothing will make sense.
Yeah.
Back to
But if you're familiar with like some of the Disney properties in this, that is definitely neat to see. Like it's super cool to run around this Toy Story world, to run around Andy's room.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil some of the other worlds in this game, but you may we've seen in trailers that you visit Arendelle, which is
But something must have gone
the land
wrong.
of Frozen,
All radio
Ben.
contact
Oh,
has
I
been
never
Elsa
saw
and
Frozen.
Anna.
Hey, Jan, looks like we'll just have to
right before
let
I
this
lost
one
contact.
go.
I heard music with some
It's
sort
let
of
it
sonic
go.
interference.
Yeah, but
music. You think it could be?
I never saw the movie.
It's actually pretty good. I think it gets a lot of shit.
I like Tangled.
Oh, well, that is one of the other worlds in this.
Jan, no spoilers.
Sorry, you caught me, Ben. You fooled me. So we gotta go find our friends, Ben.
I'm right here.
Our Toy Story friends.
Oh, okay.
So you see in the bottom this link power, and this only activates, or we only have access to this when our magic bar is full. And let's summon our Meow Wow.
Or what?
Look at this guy.
What?
So this is one of our buddies from one of those side games that kind of had a Pokemon element to it.
What?
Where you developed a bond with these monsters. I forget the actual name of what they were. And these act as your summons in the game. You get a variety of them throughout the game. Another one we may get to in this quick look.
What the fuck?
What? What's wrong?
Did that do anything?
Yeah, we hurt all those big guys. So you see in the bottom left how it says stun impact. We can change it if there's another. Oh, let's do this.
Dude, I can't follow what's happening in the slightest.
We're riding a rocket now because that's what Buzz and Woody do. Okay. I actually didn't know I could do this. Like, go through the level like this. This is actually kind of cool. So as you're building up your combo meter, you have the ability to do special attacks with these two or whoever is joining you in that world. A lot of those attacks, super neat. All right. Do you have a fondness for any of those Pixar movies?
Oh, sure. Most of them. Never saw Cars.
I didn't see The Incredibles until recently.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was really good.
Does it hold up? That's good to hear.
I think it holds up, yeah.
That was probably my favorite. My Toy Story is great.
I'm a big fan of Bug's Life.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely my favorite for a while. I had the Bugs Life game on Mac. Played at my grandpa's house all the time.
That was a hot release. Those grasshoppers still scare me.
Oh, yeah.
So that was another attraction ride. Those pop up whenever you see one of your enemies with that green reticle. And they're kind of, I want to say they're random. As I progress through the game, there's a greater variety of them. That one, and they're all modeled after Disney rides. I think this is right way to go. Yep.
Speaking of Bug's Life,
Yes.
don't you think it's cool that the beginning of the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is basically a Bug's Life, with the Saiyans being the bugs or being
This is babies
the
and toddlers.
main bugs, and
Where do
the
you guys think we should
Frieza
start?
people being sort of like the cockroaches.
What if I told you that in itself was also like Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai?
It is.
Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page.
Affirmative.
Bug's Life really stole a lot from
All right.
Akira Kurosawa.
old Japanese cinema.
How dare they, Pixar?
It's like how in Cars 2,
What do you mean for me?
Lightning McQueen runs over that guy, and then you hear Tater's story, or Mater's story, and then
I wish his name was
They
Tater
really
instead.
are good guys.
Well,
you hear like 4 different points of view, and none of them really line up.
otherwise. And I know that your trust
Uh,
is
so-
a hard-earned treasure.
Yeah, that right there was a perfect example of like a weird line read.
Yeah.
I'm willing
And
to give him a
it
chance.
makes me wonder if it is a translation type deal. And you know, for so many,
Getting Andy and
for as many voices as are in the game, of course they're not going to be able to get everyone in the same room to be able to play off each other.
Sure.
But I do feel like maybe just like cut a second off, speed up a line or something.
I hope the toys are okay.
Let's show off one of our other Keyblades. I've mostly been sticking with our base Keyblade just because I like the other attacks that come out of that.
I bet whoever does the Donald Duck voice just has the greatest like throat care routine in the history of.
Oh, well, that's just like how Mark Hamill, it hurts him to do the Joker.
Yeah.
So we're gonna transform our gun into a rocket. No, never mind. We're just gonna get on a rocket.
Dan, seems like you don't even know what's going on in this game.
I barely have a grasp on what's going on at all. I just like the pretty colors. Some numbers pop out.
Yeah, both of those are true.
And I feel like this game rides that line of like mindlessly mashing. Okay, now it's a rocket launcher. And now it's a third-person shooter.
Oh, okay.
So you see like the type of variety from like the combat already, right?
Yeah.
That's just the third Keyblade you get in the game.
You describing the combat as near automata-like makes a lot more sense now that I'm seeing it unfold.
And just like in later Kingdom Hearts games, the further into the story, the deeper into the game you get, I can only imagine you are going to unlock more possibilities and ways to play. And you know, the game is so pretty and like all the random things that are just happening. Let's get our little balloon guy back out.
You have to watch this every time?
You can't skip it.
Okay.
For the attraction ride attacks or these summons, if you've seen them before, you do have the prompt to just skip it. I don't think there's anyone else out. Okay. Oh. They have been very imaginative in the level design in these Disney worlds rather than taking place in parts of it that you may remember from the movies. Like Hercules, you're actually climbing Mount Olympus rather than just staying in the Colosseum the whole time.
Right.
Here I thought it was an interesting twist to like, hey, let's go into a toy store rather than stay around Andy's room.
Andy's room, yeah. Or the Pizza Planet.
Yeah. And our AI companions, they actually feel like they're doing work, as opposed to previous games where I feel like they were just bumbling around shooting spells.
And you can still do the thing where like you can have them issue commands, right? Like,
yeah, you can cater their behavior to like, hey, Donald, be more aggressive, or try and conserve items.
that's what I'm always saying to Donald.
Exactly.
Come on, stick up for yourself, man.
Or you can tell you can cater their behavior to always hang close to Sora or just be further away. I think we gotta go up here. And this movement stuff, you see how it's kind of like shimmering, like these lines. You just walk up to it. You don't have any button prompts. And you can just run up these surfaces. But let's go over here. I totally don't know where I'm going, Ben.
Come on, Sora. You've never used a record player? Huh?
I should say Sora has not only never used a record player, but he's also never used a cell phone. Chip and Dale, kind of your tech team.
Your Da Vinci from Assassin's Creed.
You know what? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They, in the previous games, they were in charge of building your gummy ship. Here, they're in charge of building Sora's cell phone.
Sora!
And then Jiminy
So you
Cricket.
can use Instagram.
Noise coming from
That is another weird choice in this game that I haven't quite
Woody,
figured out
you
why.
keep the record going.
But during certain loading screens, there is a weird Instagram analog where the in-game characters will have posts and have very odd hashtags. That's the voice of Jim Hanks, brother of Tom Hanks.
#1 Tom Hanks impersonator.
Yeah. It's not the worst gig.
Something seems to be.
You sound like your brother.
Tuba. I'll get it out. Almost got it. There.
Besides the gummy ships and the odd pacing in the cutscenes, I think my only gripe
Corporal!
is the amount of cutscenes.
You all right, son?
And specifically in this world,
That's the
we skip through a
soldier
lot,
Sarge
but there's
lost contact with.
a lot of cutscene happens,
found ham?
walk to point B, another long
I was
cutscene
radioing in.
happens.
A giant hand grabbed me, and it stuffed me in there.
And you know, this is a very story-heavy
Taking
game,
him to
but I
another
feel
location. We have to hurry.
like they could have structured it a little bit differently to have longer pieces
You're
of
not fit for action.
Longer action sequences
Longer
to break
action
up
sequences.
the
monotony.
Doors are
And yeah, and I could see it being bothersome of just like, you don't know if this is just a world-specific cutscene or if this is something that you're going to need to really pay attention to. 'Cause it's
Right.
gonna make,
Like, will this add any actual
Gentlemen.
context to the overall story, or is this, did we just rescue an army man?
yeah.
I would enjoy if there was like maybe a fast forward feature or like a speed up.
Hey, 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 hey! What is going on?
Oh, right.
Woody, mission
Like,
complete.
could have just shaved a half second off there.
Why didn't you tell me a little sooner?
Woody, you're not in great shape
Sorry,
there.
there's no time to rest.
Does
Ham needs us.
does Woody have lungs?
Fuck.
Does I know Sora and company, we breathe.
Do you?
Well, yeah, because we're human and duck and goofy.
Those are funny animals. They're different.
Well, animals nonetheless, but Woody is a straight up toy. Anyway, let's dip into the menu here. Your equipment, like I said originally, you can have upwards to 3 different keyblades. You unlock more keyblades as you finish the world. Armor, accessory slot, and your potions. You can adjust your party's loadout as well. And like in the other games, you have ability points to dole out to different actions, mobility stuff, and your combat. Like I earned the aerial, and you get these through story progression.
Okay.
What blew my mind when I was playing through those other games is that the dodge and the block are not default skills in the first one.
Yeah.
And I think I had got, like the last Kingdom Hearts game I'd played was 2, and then to jump back into 1 where that's not like automatically there threw me off. And then cuisine. Cuisine is similar to how food works in Final Fantasy 15. I believe Tetsuya Nomura was he the director of that game? He played a big part. He played a big part in Final Fantasy 15. And then the cuisine or food works similarly there. I haven't cooked any food, but these will grant you buffs for your different stats, and they'll be under like a 15-20 minute time limit. And the customized, you can set your shortcuts so you don't have to be mashing the D-pad to get to the different spell menus or items.
Show me. I want. Take a pic.
You want
take a selfie with Dawn?
Okay, let me get the crew with me. Oh wow, they lined up perfectly.
Let's see.
So the camera in this game actually has a functional use. If you take pictures of certain, what's going on over there?
Make sure you get my good side.
Okay. If you take pictures of certain things, there are quests related to it that can unlock recipes in the item shop.
Sure.
If you find enough hidden Mickeys, they'll unlock things like little bonuses. They'll give you ability points.
Or the true ending, apparently.
Or the true ending, apparently. So I kind of have to be a bit more vigilant. But on top of all that functional use, oh wait, nope.
Let's see.
You want to take my picture?
Hell yeah, buddy.
All right.
Get in here, Donald.
Donald, come on. Okay,
Can you move towards him?
I can.
Oh, you can
awkwardly-
just like.
Where's
You
Goofy?
want to take my
Levitate.
picture?
Where's Goofy?
All right.
Okay, almost got him. Almost got him. Don't you dare anyone move.
Keep going left. No, right. Yeah.
There we go. Oh. So that's an odd feature to have.
Yeah.
Wait, do you hear something?
Oh.
I think it's coming from over there.
So let's play a little bit more. I know a lot of people are concerned about story spoilers, hence why partially skipping some cutscenes besides the interest of time.
The people came here to see Kingdom Hearts, Jan. They want to see everything we got.
Well, I mean, I'll bring my journal out next time then.
Talk about cabin fever. Thanks for the save.
That sounds
okay,
like Norm.
Ham?
Yeah, aside from being locked in, the accommodations are fine.
Has that
Might be dead.
Piggy Bank always had teeth?
No.
Ah!
Who was?
What's wrong?
She's back. That's the doll that Big Ben me.
Ham? Take cover.
Copy that.
So this is the other fun part. In all these different worlds, the mini bosses you'll fight besides the big bads of Kingdom Hearts will be stuff in the context of the world. Like we're in a little doll section that of course, or not of course, but the mid-boss is this giant Lolita American girl looking
Right.
doll.
I'm happy to report that John Ratzenberger, aka Ham, and
Yeah.
Norm from Cheers is alive and the voice of Ham in this game.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Okay, where's...
Ready when you are.
Jesus.
Hang on.
Go time.
The other thing that feels different than those other games is that, I mean, this world in general here feels a lot bigger and there's a lot more space than previous games, especially with the combat sequences.
But you're still pretty much going on like linear.
Fairly, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are a ton of secrets, like little hidden chests and other things besides the, oh, let's get this guy. This is one of my favorite attack moves. So how this works You see we're laying down a water trail. Let's jump around, let's make this a little bit more complicated. And then if we finish it, we're gonna go back and trace that path and hit everyone that is in the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
So every Keyblade also has shot lock attacks.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you know, this one specifically, if we highlight enemies, we can shoot off projectiles, kind of like a Panzer Dragoon, and that eats up our focus bar that's in the bottom right there. Let's jump on this rocket. And then thankfully, because there are so many other worlds and you team up with other characters, a lot of this combat or like these giant set PC type deals doesn't feel too repetitive.
Yeah.
And as you're getting more Keyblades, it does open up more options to change up your style. Like, I don't necessarily like playing defensively, but if someone liked pairing or timing of that, one of my other Keyblades may be up their alley. Almost got this down.
Here we go. Come on. Back off. So long.
Do you ever have to worry about like grinding?
You know, for the most part, especially in this world, in the random encounters I was just gaining levels left and right.
Okay.
I mean, you totally can grind because the enemies will respawn. But I feel like this game, in terms of leveling, is pretty even. And that you don't feel like you're underpowered.
Nice.
We learned how to high jump.
It's just like a jump, but
Higher.
higher.
Yeah, yeah. This is a semi-serious moment where Buzz Lightyear reflects if he himself could turn evil against his friends, or if he's just a tool.
What if we end up just like her?
Wow.
Forgetting ourselves and attacking each other.
No way, Buzz. That won't happen.
You guys are too strong. You can't be sure. What if I get taken over, then attack you?
Then I'll fucking wipe the floor with you, motherfucker.
I'm kind of the chosen one.
The Heartless, the darkness, can only creep in when our hearts falter.
Oh, geez. I was vulnerable for a while.
Don't lose heart.
Oh, no.
Well, that's good.
I don't.
They cut out part of my heart, Jan. What am I gonna do?
Do you feel targeted?
You'll never lose
Every day.
What if I told you Sora
True enough,
has
cowboy.
2 hearts?
Sorry to have worried you all.
And
No problem.
or no, there's 2 people and they share 1 heart.
Don't bother.
Okay. I don't want to spoil too much of the story for those that are interested, but I like what they're doing with it.
Okay.
I like where they're going with it.
Know who that might lead us to.
Some of it may not make sense most of the time.
guys.
It comes off a little bit overbearing, but it's worlds like Toy Story or Tangled or like the Arendelle world that kind of add some levity to such a heavy story.
Yeah.
And you know, the fact that Buzz Lightyear was having moral dilemmas kind of takes the edge off some of the serious themes they're trying to come across.
Sure.
Now, let's follow that UFO.
Right.
You know what, Ben? I think we're gonna end it there. This is probably actually only a third of the way through this world.
Okay.
In my experience, the worlds can last from maybe Oh boy, hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I heard this is a fairly, not necessarily a short game, but not like a kind of traditional RPG length video
Especially
game.
for Square.
Yeah.
I've seen it floated that from Square themselves that it's maybe a 70 to 80 hour game, but
Oh, really?
but some other people have beat it in way less.
Yeah.
Ranging around maybe like 30 to 40.
That's
I'm
what I was
assuming
hearing.
that if you want 100% the game and find all the little secrets,
That's probably more like 70.
probably, because you would have to comb these environments for all the hidden little things that could lead to different bosses.
Is that a Mickey? No, it's a heart.
Well, is that? No.
Is that a Mickey? No, it's a...
Actually, your companions mostly do a good job of like pointing out like, hey, that looks like a Mickey. That looks like the king. That's a really bad Donald Duck.
That was Donald and not Goofy?
Yeah.
Hell's this?
I thought that was good.
Enough for you?
Well, let's just take a selfie and a picture with our friends here to remember everything.
Jan just winked at me.
You're not supposed to tell them.
I was convinced you thought you were doing a good Donald Duck. That's how well you sold it.
That was supposed to be a little thing between you and I.
Hey, that's goofy enough for me, Jan.
What a quack. Thank you, Ben.